I'm Aiden Davis.
I'm Garen Roseborough.
And welcome back to
Tribal Studios. Evie Sly recently went to state. Aiden Davis tells us more.
On October 24th, 2024, Evie Sly competed in a MSHSAA state tennis tournament.
Evie is a four-year varsity starter for our girls tennis team. She's an incredible leader. The girls look up to her. She's a great player. Just can't say enough great things about her.
I'm super excited. I've been working all season to go to state, so this is kind of like the main goal, so I'm very excited to go. I mean, I've been training, like I said, pretty much all season and all summer before that, because this was my main goal, was to go to state, so I do feel pretty prepared.
Evie Sly is not only an excellent athlete, but also a great teammate.
She's helped our program. She's helped our program grow. I think she's drawn people to tennis. She has a good following at our school. She's a great person. I think kids want to be around her. I think she's helped the numbers in our program. And I think she also shows the girls what work ethic means. She puts a lot of time in to become a great player. So that's how she's helped.
This season, Evie Sly has overcome a few challenges.
For Evie, the biggest challenge was that last year she was a state medalist with Alyssa Flynn as a doubles team, and it's really hard to go from being a doubles player to trying to become a state qualifying player as a singles player, and she did it. She's the first person that's ever in our program done that, where she's able to go as state as a doubles player one year and then as a singles player the next.
Evie Sly finished strong after two very competitive matches. For Tribal Studios, this is Aiden Davis.
Next up, Cooper Tutton informs us of the importance of voting.
As election season rolls back around, the importance of voting cannot be stressed enough. Mr. Turner gives further insight on why voting is so important.
It's really important for people to vote because it's how you have your voice heard. In a republic, in a democracy, in order for you to have what you want in office, to have representation for what you feel is the correct politics, I guess you can say.
Well, in America, the people have a lot of power to influence government. Now, we don't get to directly vote on a lot of the issues, but we get to choose those that do. So people have a lot of opinions and they like to complain, but most Americans, unfortunately, don't take the time to vote. So that's one way that we can actually change things, is to affect, who's in our government.
But how does your vote matter? Mr. Turner gives an example how.
Vote more in local elections. People kind of put a lot of the onus on the presidential election for having their life changed, when it's sometimes difficult for a president to just come in and have sweeping changes. There's things like Congress in their way, or the Supreme Court even. And so vote locally. If you really want your voice to be heard and you feel like you need some change in your actual life, local elections can do that more so than a presidential election.
Mr. Scott talks on why candidate research is so important before voting.
Thomas Jefferson has a quote, I can't remember it but the root of the quote is that one of the worst threats to democracy is an uninformed voter. So to me, just as a person who teaches government, it's very scary that, I research government, I know a lot about the issues and stuff, and my vote counts exactly the same as someone who knows nothing about anything. So I think it's very important that people know what they're voting for, and especially what the effects of those votes and choices would be.
It's really important for them to vote because, like I said, it's a part of the process. It's kind of a part of the political process. Like I said earlier, if you want your voice to be heard, go and have it heard. It's also important to really research the candidates, research the issues, and it's also important to do good research. We kind of have an issue right now of people using TikTok and Facebook as their research. Do your research, do the right research.
As a new presidency is underway, I'm Cooper Sutton, and this is Tribal Studios.
The Roar is back and better than ever.
Garen Roseborough and Aiden Bryant tell us more.
Then it's time for New Teacher Feature with Emma Snyder and Will Swanson.
Today in Tribal Studios, we talk about the Roar.
The Roar was put into place, I think about 10 years ago, and we just noticed that we had a lot of special education students who had a hard time after they left the school setting, and that was what was comfortable for them, and then they went out into the real world and they didn't have the job skills that they needed.
Mary Ward is one of the hardworking students who's in charge of running the Roar.
So I work the cash register a little bit, but mainly I make the drinks and hand people their drinks. it's like slowly bringing up my confidence to like speak to people.
I feel like there's a lot more to like choose from, and that's why like the menus look so much different and they look a lot bigger because there's a lot more.
This year, the Roy's been busy making improvements to their drinks.
We kind of realized the coffee drinks were good, and the hot drinks that we sell are good, but we just wanted some more, more alternatives. So we tried to kind of design it after like a 7 brew.
Yeah, you can come in, set at the tables, you don't necessarily have to get anything. People are just chilling in there waiting for their stuff, but sometimes people just come in and sit and they'll either talk to us if we're free, or they'll, I don't know, just sit there and hang out.
Miss Polson has led the Roar for a long time, and she was amazing. She's wonderful. She got us started and on a good foot. When I came in, I had a couple people say, "Hey, let's shake things up and let's do something different."
I'm Aiden Bryan.
I'm Garen Rosebro.
And this has been Tribal Studios.
Recently, there's been a lot of new teachers that have joined the Willard High School.
I try to build relationships with everyone in my classroom. That way they know that I'm on their side, and that if something does happen, that they know that I'm for them.
This includes the newest, Mrs. Bracamonte.
I do, because she helps me get more engaged into my work, and I've showed up to her class a couple times after school.
Just helping students understand that they can do math, and it doesn't matter like how fast you are, but even if you try your best, you're going to succeed.
She's really nice, and it's easy to talk to her, so it's easy just to go up and ask her if we're struggling with something.
I would say that I encourage critical thinking by, with math, it's a lot of word problems, real life situations, so getting kids to think about how the problems and how the math is related, not just like solving them, just like a simple problem, but relating it to the real world and getting them to talk about it and think about it.
I like her a lot. She's a new face. I heard that she's from the intermediate school, so.
She's really good at explaining everything and just helping us through everything while we're struggling.
Pretty engaging. I struggle with understanding, but I think that's just me as a person, not her teaching style.
I'm Will Swanson.
And I'm Emma Snyder.
And this is Tribal Studios.
I'm Aiden Davis.
I'm Garen Rosebro.
And we'll be Banana.
Back on Tribal Studios.